Alright, so today we're going to attempt again to make a video that shows how to play modes as totally easy as possible, and I'm going to explain why I think this message that I'm going to show you should be easier than any other way that's being shown to you. And my method and my madness is this. I've made a lot of these lessons before, and the kicker is that in order to get like modes, you feel like you have to explain modes to people first. And in doing so, you really get bogged down in theory unless you skip a lot of things. But the more you skip, the more people you lose along the way. So there's kind of a caveat to teaching modes, and that's the kind of the first thing that makes it just keeps it confusing for everybody. So what I'm going to do here is a little bit of a reverse. I'm going to get you without any theory, major theory, to be able to plug a simple pentatonic scale into any mode you can find on YouTube right after you watch this video. It's the first thing we're going to go over, and then we're going to go over the theory and the deeper details that are going to get you the full modal sounds. Because a pentatonic scale is only a 5-note scale, it's going to get you in the ballpark, but it's not going to get you the exact modal sounds you're looking for yet. However, like I said, you'll be able to at least take this lesson today and make some music, which is the first part of making teaching modes and get it to be understood, is getting the student to have fun and make music right off the bat, because that's what this needs to be, not theory. It needs to be music. So what we're going to use today is the pentatonic scale. As you can see, I've drawn one here. Get used to drawing the pentatonic scale on a piece of graph paper like this. It really saves you, it gets you to understand the patterns a lot easier than using drawing over lines representing a guitar fretboard, because that's just there's too much information that you already know where to put your fingers. You need to know the patterns. So I'm sure this is a recognizable pattern. If it's not, this is the pentatonic scale. And I'm going to put the, we're going to hold the phone up here, and the diagram here, obviously, as you can see by the drawing of the nut here and the tuning, EAD, GBE, with a lowercase e at the bottom, it's as if you're looking, just for reference, I'm sure you probably knew this, but it's as if you're looking down at the fretboard as you would play the guitar. So, 1, 4. It's the best I can do holding a phone, not being able to pick the guitar, so I'm sure you got it. So, and things like that have kept me from making these videos, and it just said, you know what, I'm going to have to go ahead and make some kind of half junky video here. I tried this the other day with a phone holder, and it turned out to be a long video, and I couldn't edit it from the phone here that I'm using. It just turned into a mess, so we're going to have to do it like this today. So what we want to know about this pentatonic scale that I just showed you is that it has a minor root and a major root, meaning, let's take a note on the top string. So here on our we're at the 5th fret, so that would be A. So if the bass guitar or another guitar was playing an A minor chord, a keyboard was playing an A minor chord, especially to a beat, and we put that note there on A, we have an A minor pentatonic scale. But the neat thing is about the pentatonic scale, if we put the root here, so in this case it would be the note C, because we have, let's see here, try to get a better focus here, A, B, C, then we would be, and the keyboard was playing a C chord, C major chord, because this is the major root, or the bass was, playing a C and playing the major third of that C, you would have definitely, this will sound, the same notes will sound like a major scale. It's kind of neat. You don't have to change anything with your scale to change from minor to major, because it's what your ear is comparing it to, the background chord. Now, that being said, something else came to my mind. You just need another instrument. Without another instrument, then your ear doesn't have anything to compare this to. It's going to probably sound like a minor pentatonic, because that's what you're so used to hearing when you play this shape. So, and most of our licks are minor pentatonic based, meaning they keep ending up on resolving to this note. To this note, you bend this one, go back down to the fourth, land on this one, and you get this minor sound out of it, because obviously this is the octave, this is the same note here, another A. So that's why we're talking about using a background. So now all you need to know then is about modes, which ones are major, which ones are minor, and once you know that, it's easy. There's only 3 on one side and 3 on the other, so it's easy to remember. I'm going to show you here in a second. Then you can go to YouTube, type in that modal name, and hook up your pentatonic scale. And in the next lesson, we'll go over plugging in the final notes and how you find those, and then we'll get it all across the fretboard too. It's very easy. It's a lot easier than you think to get across the fretboard. So wait, that should be, hopefully we can make this all in 10-minute lessons here. So one last thing to show you is the minor chord tones. This is important when you're playing in minor. Let's say you took a Phrygian backing track. So you put this played at the 5th fret on your guitar, just like it's shown here. These are going to be your chord tones. So these are going to be your stepping stones. So go here and come back. Start on the 5th, go here and come back to the root, and hear how that sounds to not only just noodle around in the scale, which should probably sound okay, but even better yet, play in the empty notes and go back to the chord tones. The longer you play in here, the more you want to take the strongest chord tone for complete resolve is going to be the root. The 5th and the 3rd, use your ear to see what you like, as far as how they sound, sound like the period at the end of a sentence, so to speak, I guess. So now your major, and that's like a E minor chord, an E minor bar chord on the guitar, which looks something like this. If we can see that here. That one here. Okay, so this is more like a G chord. When you play a G at the open frets, you don't worry about these notes because they're the open strings, and then you're just playing. You might recognize the that shape there. But anyways, these are going to be your chord tones when it's major. So very simply, just copy this down here, pause the video right here, and copy that down, and you'll have it for yourself. And we can move on here to my next notes, where it was supposed to be reserved by a pencil, which has popped out of the page here. So I'm going to have to manually find where I wrote my note. All right, here it is. So here we have the pentatonic scale again, and I wrote on each side, these are your major. Just copy this down so you have it for yourself. When you search out a major, if you want to play in Lydian, if you want to play in Ionian, if you want to play in Mixolydian, and you choose the note D. So you're going to put your pentatonic scale on D, and all these 5 notes will plug into Lydian, Ionian, and Mixolydian. You'll just be missing 2 notes, which you can experiment to hear which ones they are. If you want to test your ear, see it's going to be inside in this area here. It's going to be, you're going to have 2 of these 4 notes. Sorry. You're going to have 2 of these 4 notes in this area here. And then you're going to hang the notes on the outside here. One someplace. We'll get to that in the next lesson. But anyways, if you want your minor modes, you have Dorian, Aeolian, and Phrygian. Now, what you should say there is, Mark, you're missing one more mode. There's that Locrian mode, because, there's one for each note in the scale, and there's 7 notes in the scale, not 6. Well, you know what? We're not going to worry about it. Let's keep it easy and don't worry about Locrian. It has a strange sound that you can learn later on. Once you master how to do all this, Locrian will be easy peasy for you, so you don't have to worry about it, and you'll probably never use it anyways. So anyways, you'll also notice that I have these words next to the I write it down this way: Dorian, Aeolian, Phrygian. You've got light at the top, standard, and darker, meaning this is your standard scale, this is your normal minor scale, and compared to this normal minor scale, the Dorian scale sounds like it has, just by using one note different, it gets a little bit lighter at the end of the tunnel. That's the way I would describe it. And Phrygian gets a little darker. It sounds a little bit more maybe Latin or Egyptian or something. But you should hear that. Or that is just the gist. If you want an understanding right now, it's helpful to just kind of to get that. But that might not come through since you're not playing the trigger notes are missing. But you're still going to be you're going to be in the proper shell for the modes, with a 5-note shell here using the pentatonic scale. So we have Lydian, Ionian, Mixolydian. Lydian being a little brighter or lighter or brighter, whatever you want to call it. Ionian is your standard or natural major scale, and Mixolydian is darker. And just the same way I like to call moods, I like to call the Ionian scale, they say it's a natural major and natural minor. Well, I say neutral major and neutral minor. Just a little bit of a understanding thing. So I'm going to leave you with that. You should be able to now go to YouTube, and let's say you chose F sharp Phrygian. Well, we know F sharp is the second note on the E string, and we know it's minor, so we're going to put that note at the F sharp, which is the second fret of our guitar, and we should be in business. Let's say we chose C sharp Mixolydian. Okay, we know Mixolydian is going to use this root. We're going to put this note on a C sharp on our E string. You could even use this note here. You could even use these two because it's the same thing from here. It's the E string again, but whatever's more familiar to you. Find the C sharp and put your note on there, and your G chord shape is going to be all your chord tones. You'll at least know all your chord tones for this Mixolydian mode. So try that, and then if you know your pentatonics all across the neck, you've not only got a way to plug in to any mode and make music right now, you've got a way to play them across the fretboard before you know the deeper details, which will come up in the next lesson. So there we go, in under 15 minutes, playing any mode, anytime, anywhere. Stay tuned for the next lesson, and we'll go from there. Thank you for watching. Let me know if this helped you.